The Gift of Gratitude, a story that can change the way you see life. Jasper believed life had been unfair to him. At 29, he lived in Amsterdam, in a small apartment overlooking a narrow canal. Tourists admired the beauty of the city every day, but Jasper barely noticed it anymore. His job felt meaningless, his friends seemed to be moving ahead, and every morning he woke up with the same heavy thought: why do others have more than me? He complained about everything: the constant rain, crowded trams, slow cyclists, and even the ringing of church bells that echoed through the streets. Gratitude was not a word Jasper used often. One evening, after another frustrating day, he received a call from a lawyer. A distant relative he barely remembered had passed away and left him something: a small countryside house outside the city and a sealed envelope. Curious and slightly annoyed by the inconvenience, Jasper decided to visit the place over the weekend. The house stood alone near open fields beyond Amsterdam, quiet and untouched by time. Inside, it smelled of dust and memories. On a wooden table lay the envelope with his name written on it. Inside was a letter. If you are reading this, you have already received more than you realize, but before you claim what is truly yours, you must complete 7 days of gratitude. Each day, you will lose something small. Do not try to replace it. Simply notice. Jasper scoffed. Lose something? What kind of nonsense is this? But the letter ended with a strange line: only those who finish will understand the gift. Annoyed but curious, Jasper returned to Amsterdam. The next morning, his phone stopped working, completely dead. No warning, no repair possible. Jasper was furious as he stood beside a canal waiting for the tram. "Perfect," he muttered, "just my luck." That day felt painfully slow. No music during his commute, no messages, no scrolling crossing bridges. For the first time in years, he noticed the sound of water moving gently beneath the bridges and the soft hum of bicycles passing by. That night, remembering the letter, he reluctantly whispered, "I guess I'm grateful I could still get through the day." On the second day, his bicycle chain snapped. Forced to walk and take public transport, Jasper complained endlessly, until he noticed a stranger helping an elderly woman step off the tram near Dam Square. Something about that simple kindness stayed with him. "I'm grateful I can walk," he admitted quietly. On the third day, the power went out in his apartment. No lights, no television, no distractions. At first, frustration rose like fire. But later, sitting by the window and watching the reflections of streetlights shimmer on the canal, he felt an unfamiliar calm. "I'm grateful for silence," he said. On the fourth day, his favorite jacket tore while locking his bike. On the fifth, he lost his wallet, only to have it returned by a cafe owner who smiled and refused any reward. On the sixth day, a sudden fever forced him to stay home, wrapped in blankets, listening to rain tap against the window. Each loss revealed something unexpected. By the seventh day, Jasper felt different, lighter, slower, more aware of the world around him. That evening, he returned to the countryside house outside Amsterdam. Inside, he found a second envelope waiting for him. It read, "Now that you have learned gratitude without comfort, you may receive the real inheritance." Jasper's heart raced. Inside the envelope was a key and an address back in Amsterdam. The address led him to a small community center near the canals. Inside, children laughed, volunteers cooked meals, people helped one another, quietly, without cameras or applause. A man greeted Jasper and said, "Your relative funded this place anonymously. He believed gratitude grows when shared." Jasper stood still. All this time he had thought life owed him more. But standing there, surrounded by quiet kindness, he understood the truth. Gratitude is not about having everything. It is about seeing what was already there. That night, back in his apartment, Jasper did something he had never done before. He wrote a list, not of complaints, but of thanks. Simple things: warm food, safe streets, honest strangers, reflections of light on water. Life didn't magically become perfect, but Jasper did. And from that day on, whenever life took something away, he asked a new question, not why me, but what is this teaching me to appreciate? Because he finally learned the greatest gift of all. Gratitude doesn't change what you have, it changes how you live. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more meaningful stories. Until the next lesson, stay grateful and stay awake to life's quiet gifts.